up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. TheHeavyWrench. This is what we do. I'm going to do the toolbox tour today, and we're going to go through this 84-inch Epiq with the side locker, and we're going to go through my tool cart and let you see what I use day to day and what I have for specialty stuff. So let's get right into the toolbox, the tool cart. Alright, let's get after this tool cart tour. First things first, let's go through these sockets. This right here is what I use for day to day, every day to go to every job. This is what I take as my cart. It is bright white to match the toolbox with the blackout trim. I'd like to do something with this chrome someday, but we'll go there sometime. Alright, we got some extensions over here. Got some adapters. This is all SAE. I got my swivels right here from 1/2 inch up to 1 5/16 wobble socket right there. That's pretty nice to have. This 1 3/16, which 30mm helps out in a lot of situations. But that set there I've had a long time. Got some swivels, some adapters. We've got some 3/8 deep American over here, 3/8 shallow. Looks like I'm missing one right there. Another one too. Gotta find those. We got these metric wobbles, 3/8 drive, 3/8 drive Americans. We got some stubbies. Got lots of variety of ratchets. My go-to ratchet, this guy right here. Comfort grip, 3/8 drive. This one here I just picked up. Extra long, comes in the new blue. Pretty neat. Come over here to Metric. These are all snap-on. These are all snap-on. These are all snap-on. Snap-on. These are kind of blue point / snap-on. Kind of a mix there. These Metric wobbles here are Matco. One snap-on down here. And we go to 3/8 impact. This thing here I use every single day. It's beat up. If you don't know, Snap-on does offer a magnetic base. If you want the part number to that, ask in the description below and I will let you know what it is. But it's a magnetic base for that. It will allow that thing to hang and sit when you're on a machine. If the steel's thicker, it obviously works better. I just picked up these deep wobbles, working pretty good for the ground studs. So that is my socket drawer that I take with me to every single machine that I work on. We got a couple little slide drawers here. Got some picks, some mirrors, just some various stuff, scrapers, picks. These right here have been working pretty good for installing O-rings, as I like these better for removing them. Just one of those things, gets the rounded edge, nice for cylinders and such. The other side of this drawer, not much over here, just some bags I keep for parts and bolts for separation on bigger jobs. Some tape, some thread tape, a couple of receipts, a couple of knives, hose clamp, I don't know what that's doing in there, or that bolt. It's just random. Come down here to the wrench drawer. Wrenches that I take with me, I got 3/8 to 1.5 inch. I even have the 1 7/16, 1 3/8, 1 5/16, and that 1 3/16. That's definitely a good one to keep for hydraulic lines. The only one I'm debating on keeping in here is my 1 7/8. I'm coming across a lot of need for that one, and the 41mm lately. I got some John Deere wrenches. Not everything in my box is snap-on. This is a John Deere wrench, 1 3/8. There's a part number on it. These are some pretty quality wrenches, actually. I got some Matco here and there, stuff that I've lost, stuff that I replaced, double sets, whatever. We got the old Metric fits everything right here in big and medium. Got some Allens in here. Sometimes come across, need a quick Allen wrench. Metric, I go from 7mm in this section up to 32 in my cart. This is what I take with me every job I go to. So that being said, we got some John Deere wrenches up here as well. These are fairly inexpensive when it comes down to it, compared to a Snap-on or a Matco or Mac, whichever. But the quality is pretty nice. I mean, if you look at this wrench, it's a pretty solid wrench. Comes in 12 point. I don't know if they come in 6 point or not. I usually just buy the 12 point. But that's it for the wrench drawer. Now we get down into screwdrivers. I got some picks. Nothing real special here. Trim panel puller. I know working on heavy equipment, it doesn't sound like you need that much, but you do actually. It's quite often I use that. Got some side cutters, some crimpers. These here, flush cuts. These are amazing for cutting zip ties. I absolutely love them. They are 100% worth the money. When you go stick your arm in there and you get cut on that zip tie, these things will not let that happen. They're amazing. I got some hose pinch off pliers, battery cable pliers. I actually have a couple of tiny pipe wrenches here. These work awesome for pulling longer studs or broke off bolts. If you can get on it with those, you are in business. That is one tip that I can tell you for sure. We got some pry bars. I just keep a couple standard pry bars and some lady slippers in here. Always using them, it seems like. Down here, 1/2-inch impact. Keep that with me. My Fluke meter. This is the detachable face model, so I can leave my leads back, my meter and my leads back, and go up in the cab and actually turn stuff on. Propane torch, some various stuff, battery terminal cleaner, O-ring set of general flat face O-rings, some tape, power probe. I use this mostly on trailer repairs. I really don't like using it a lot. With all the new controllers and stuff like that, it's very easy to pop stuff. I got some recoil rope, lots of it too. Just flash the camera with that. Photo spools, whatever that is. Anyway, I've got some test lead stuff here. I can open that up, but I don't know if it's really worth it. We can do that in another video. I've got some, different sealants and stuff like that, some Loctite. This down here is my lifting drawer. Okay, I keep some standard, there's a hydraulic fitting in there just for whatever reason, but I keep most of my lift links in here, all my lifting stuff, so when I'm pulling an engine or something like that, it's right here, and you keep these guys pulling engines, pulling hydraulic pumps, pulling cylinders, using the straps, using the short chains, different little brackets, ratchet straps to hold something out of the way or hold something together, hydraulic lines on your cylinder sometimes. Down here we got kind of a mess, it looks like, but this is my caps and plugs drawer. These yellow carrots work good in a pinch for something fast. You got to plug that line, plug that cylinder, plug stuff like that. I've got them small for the pilot lines. Saw my flat face. JIC is generally over here. A little bit of stuff mixed in. For some reason we got a pipe one in there, but it's kind of a miscellaneous type center section. Over here we got O-ring boss going into pipe. Got some pipe in here. This side you got your flat face excavator style 61 series style plugs and caps. This is Komatsu flare. They have their own. It's not JIC. I don't know if a lot of people know that or not. So I got some of that. This back here is my British pipe. These guys here, if you ever do a load all boom inside of a boom of hose in there, you can use this to connect it with that recoil rope in the drawer above and pull that line back through nice. Down here we got bottom drawer, we got a grease guns, a couple grease guns. This one here, it's an older one, but it still works great. Got some lifting straps, stuff like that. I got filter wrenches. These I don't use all the time. I do a lot more repair. This here is an adapter I built for putting on bottom rollers on a dozer or excavator. Lay it in there in the trough, set this bolt in your jack and jack it up, and it puts it in place. So that's pretty much my tool cart. On the side here, one with the snap-on panel, got the glove holder, funnels, then just some random chemicals and rags down there on that side. Side over here is just your standard handle. So thanks for watching Tool Cart. Let's get into the big box. Let's see what that 84-inch Epiq's got to hold. Well, we made it through that cart. Let's get after this box. First we'll start out with the hutch. Got a Bluetooth speaker from Snap-on. It was something that a buddy of mine that he got it with his toolbox. He really wasn't using it and doesn't fit in his new hutch, so kind of bought that off him. But hooked up the monitor for my laptop. Makes it easier to see schematics and all sorts of drawings and stuff. Pictures of the family. Everybody's got to have those, right? Some wipes, coffee cup, water bottle, and I didn't hook this up like a peasant. I used the actual TV mount. Look at that. So that way I can pull it out, rotate it, twist it, all that good stuff. So let's get into this top drawer. Sockets. Sockets are in this drawer. These are the sockets I don't keep in my cart. So basically anything that's kind of American, deep wells, or over here impacts, use them for a long time. Allens, I usually come back to my box for Allens because I use only a few. There's only a few that I need on day-to-day basis. Same thing with these bigger Allens. I go up to 19 and 3/4 and 1/2 inch. So I have the metrics and the Americans back there. Tamper Torx, regular Torx, extra long one there. Triple square, E-Torx, tab sockets. Going to some cranking tools, stud removers, some randomness back there. Set of Matco 12-point shallow well sockets. Head bolts are the reason I bought this. I got a K tool set here. This is like a pretty cool set actually. I'll pull this out. So this K tool set, it's just a bit driver set, right? That small ratchet, you put that bit in that small ratchet, and those hard to get Phillips screws or Allen screws makes it pretty nice. A lot of people actually borrow that one from me, and I think it was only 50 or 60 bucks for that whole set. It's pretty cheap. Torque angle, I've got them all. So the torque wrenches I just pulled out, we've got 3/8 torque angle. We got the 300 foot-pound 1/2 inch torque angle, and then the 3/4 torque angle 600 foot-pounds. This guy here is kind of my pride and joy right now, but yeah, it's pretty phenomenal. Does the torque angle. I've come across some Perkins that need that's over 300 on their head bolts, so you got to step it up. It just seems like everything gets better. This guy here I picked up at a flea market or a garage sale. Just an old school, cool ratcheting type dial inch-pound torque wrench. This one here is just a little 3/8 drive inch-pound torque wrench, clicker style. Nothing real special there, just a click style. But I've used it quite a bit. Say we got over here, we got dial type inch-pound torque wrench. Got a couple speed wrenches, impact driver set. Everybody's seen one of those. So let's get into the wrench drawer now. This is my wrench drawer. Give you guys a quick overview. Now this is above and beyond what's in my cart. So let's start over here. I got some stubby metrics. Don't use them very often, but they're worth having. These are Blue Point, just angle head, not flex, just angle head ratchet wrenches with the direction button on them. These are gear wrench. I did buy these. They go from 8 to 25 actually in gear wrench, which is pretty nice. I've got some mid-lengths metrics. I'll leave my 3/4 over here just because 19 3/4 so close, it makes it nice. A second set of wrenches, just random 10 to 19, nothing super special about those. We got some feeler gauges. Just everybody's got to have them. These wrenches here, I've got one snap-on. These are amazing for getting off like pump bolts and some hydraulic lines. They really work well. They're long, high torque. I really would suggest these for like the guy that's been doing it for a long time. Not a long time, but you don't need these to start out, but they're really nice to have. Angle wrenches, the offsets we got from 10 millimeter up to 17 in this set. I got some thin wrenches, some line wrenches. The old Craftsman custom 7/8 line wrench. I don't even remember what I made that for, but it's come in handy a few times. It's one of those random things. My stubby 1 1/16. I got some angle wrenches I go up to 1.5 inches with. This in standard, I go from 7/16, actually 3/8, even though it's not here, but it goes all the way up to 1.5 inches. Then I come over here. I've got my American stubbies. They go up to 3/4. Actually, I got 7/8 and 15/16 here. These two are for they worked out good for some hydraulic lines and some different stuff for fuel lines and whatnot. It's just another set of American wrenches, but I did get the gear wrench 1 inch, 15/16 and 7/8 in gear wrench. So that concludes the wrench drawer. This is screwdrivers, picks, pry bars, different stuff. This is all my Deutsch tools and tire tools. Threw some of them in there, but this Deutsch set's pretty nice. Terminal set, use that here and there. I got the small set of Torx screwdrivers, long handle screwdrivers, some extra screwdrivers, some nut drivers, American, or no, these are metric, I'm sorry. Those are metric nut drivers. My pry bars, I've got 3 pry bars up here. These are all 3-footers, or they might be longer than 3 foot. But either way, these are the bigger pry bars I keep. I like these pointed ends for putting on bucket pins and such, you know, turning that extra little bit helps. Second set of lady slippers. These are like the ones I use when I really need that extra bite and I need to keep a sharp set. That's why I bought a second set of these. Some Allens, caliper, just to see. Yeah, she's a little broke, but it still gets me the right pin size. Windshield knife, air brake, slack adjuster tools. Over here I got some long picks, same type of deal in that blue. Just picked them up not too long ago. Head down to the big wrench drawer. This big wrench drawer, I've got. Start out here with my some more metric fits all right there, and will come in handy. Crow's feet, SAE set of box end by Matco metric, and then I got the 3/8 drive crow's feet from basically from 7/8 where this one stops all the way up to 2 inch. And then I got a 2 1/8 here, random garage sale find. Over here we got American wrenches. Like I mentioned before, I go 1.5 inch in my cart. So there's some 1.25 inch in here. There's some 1 5/16, 3/16, 7/16, all the way up to 2 inch is basically what it ends up being. 7/8. There's the one I'm debating on putting in the cart, because I've been using it a lot lately. But not all of these are Snap-on. There's a couple, but most of these are John Deere, Craftsman, good old China. These down here, I got some cut off 1 1/8, 1 1/4. This is a special tool that is for torquing down the blade ball socket on a dozer that I had to make. We use it quite often, so I can put back a 3/4 torque wrench in it and torque down them bolts to spec. It's 1 3/16. Had to cut it. I don't know if you guys recognized that logo there, but it was a pretty pricey one. Here's the other half. I almost felt bad cutting that bad lad in half, but hey, if you want a quality special tool, sometimes you gotta cut it. I actually found that at a flea market, so don't dog on me too bad. Come over here to the metric side. Like I said before, 32 in the cart, so I go 34 through 50, and this is kind of how metric jumps, it seems like, for what companies are making a little bit. Not really. These are all John Deere wrenches in the metrics. They're pretty awesome. Now we go down to, I only know of 4 of these right here that were made all at the same time. This is my wrench extender. Now, we made this for some hydraulic lines and some other big stuff that we had to do. So basically what you do, grab this wrench right here, is all you do is lay that baby in there, and it makes your wrench nice and long. This is another one of them things that gets borrowed a lot, and I use it here and there, not everyday use, but when she gets taut, that's the one you need right there. All right, let's get after these pliers drawer and stuff. We got some bolt cutters. Customers like to lock their machines, so sometimes you call them up and ask for the key and they just say cut it. So we keep those in there. We got our chain wrench. Goes with that engine cranking tools. We use a lot of cylinders too. Be surprised how many hydraulic cylinders you need to use that with, and pipe wrenches, snap ring pliers. These snap ring pliers right here are really, really useful. I use these a lot on different jobs. They work amazing. They lock. I do believe these are both Snap-on. Yeah, they're Blue Point actually. I don't know if you can read that. Well, we can read that. It's Blue Point. But if you guys want part numbers of those, I can get them for you. Them are amazing pliers though. Definitely a must-have in this industry, I think. We got some more snap ring pliers, stuff like that. Got a couple of special. We got the Deutsch right here and the weather pack connector crimp tools that I've purchased myself, the Deutsch ones. We use a lot of Deutsch in this industry, it seems like, more and more every day. Some side cutters, some hose cutters, big set of shears down there, set of scissors over there for no reason. This is kind of an odds and ends drawer, really. I got some wiring, some different various stuff. My funnel set there, coolant tester, depth tester. Got this cool angle meter right here that I use a lot when I'm splitting wheel loaders and different stuff. I can turn this on and it tells me what angle the know if you can see that or not, but it tells me what angle the machine's at. So it tells me what angle the machine's at, and that helps me tell the front and back if I'm at the same angle, and it helps me line up that center pin. It really works well for that on those center pin jobs when I'm trying to fit it together. The old Power Probe dual temperature reading, use that a lot for AC. Battery crimper. Oh, these old girls here. These you can't get. You can only buy the amp clamps now. These I bought myself. Bought them a long time ago, right off the Snap-on truck. They work phenomenal. I don't know why. They work really good. Am I gonna get an amp clamp someday? More than likely. This is my special John Deere OEM starter box. This is how you can hook Service Advisor up to a generator, pump. I made it with the actual connectors that go into it, so I can just walk up to that generator or vac truck, plug that in, and run it from the John Deere side without the other OEM that purchased the engine interfering with that, so I can see if it's John Deere issue or their issue real quick. And it allows me to hook up the Service Advisor. Bottom drawer is kind of a miscellaneous as well. Got the old hacksaw. Yep, everybody's got to have that. Pair of socks, you never know when you're gonna need them, that's for sure. A couple batteries. My handle for my toolbox is still down here. Oh, we got a pounding pin. That's an old track adjuster shaft that we had to replace. Some electrical stuff. I am a hoarder when it comes to electrical connectors. You never know when you're gonna break one or need one, so I got them sorted out here in different boxes and such. Another new lifting strap, some more connectors. That's my air brake repair kit for the truck drivers that come in. Got some brushes. These brushes are nice for cleaning up inside down by injectors and such. Inside control valve spools. Got an analyzer here for JLG. If you ever work on a JLG, that's like a must-have. You got to talk to it the whole time. Some extra hose, some propane torch, some extra socket rails that I don't even know why they're sitting in there, but should probably just take them home. Alright, so that's the bottom drawer. Let's get after this bad lad. This here is another Pride and Joy drawer. I guess my whole box is a Pride and Joy, to be honest with you. I really can. I got one 3/4 impact here. One is actually out for repair. I actually grenaded the whole cage inside, so that's on repair number 2. I do go 3/4. I got some adapters here, but I go 3/4, 12 point, all the way up to 2-inch. Now they're not all 12 point. Most of them are Matco. These are all Matcos. I did get into some Snap-ons. Them are Matcos. This one's a Snap-on for sure. We got the old Bud wheel sockets sitting there. Bud wheel sockets here. This one here, this is a 17mm Allen socket, 3/4 drive. If anybody in the comments below can tell me what in the construction industry that could be used for, I will be truly surprised. I know what I used it for, and I remember when I built it, because that is not a Snap-on tool. That is a Snap-on socket and a Snap-on bit, but I had to do my own roll pin. So at the time, that was not a Snap-on offered product, but we made that work at the shop I was at. 3/4 ratchet, Matco. Not super impressed with it, but it's alright. 3/4 breaker bar, Mac. This is my 4-to-1 multiplier. 1-inch drive down here, 3/4 drive down here. Some of the counterweight bolts we have to get pretty tight. Some of the cylinders require some extra torque. That really helps you get to that 1,500 foot-pounds. the old junk drawer. We got a heck of a junk drawer. Some pens, some batteries, just some random keys, universal for whatever, some tire stuff. If you're checking tire pressure in a loader or something, you generally need one of these. They're kind of a pain in the butt. Some extra cash for the food. And then magnetic fingertip. I don't know why I bought it. I just bought it. Whatever. See if I can use it someday. Down here, punches, chisels, stuff like that. It's really only 2 punches that I really want to point out, I guess. Is I took this regular old long chisel here and I ground one down. I don't know if you can see that or not. I made it like a race driver. I know Snap-on offers a race driver, but this one here works pretty darn good. The only other one I want to show you is when I remove a seal, something like that. This Cape chisel here. This one here is really a nice one to keep around. See if I can get the focus here. Focus. There it is. But anyway, it's rounded on the backside, and it goes right in around a seal, and you can bend that baby out. It works great for cylinders. Hammer drawer, nothing super fancy here. Just a couple mallets, big hammer, big Snap-on hammer. Numbers and letters. Got some transfer punches. And that's a hammer drawer. Pullers, and more pullers. What does a heavy equipment guy need for pullers? Well, we got some H-bars right down there, and a whole plethora of different jaws. Got some bolts. Red case is your standard bolt grip steering wheel puller set. It's nothing, it's Snap-on, but just a puller set that anybody else would have. Bunch of bolts back there, just for different puller setups. Slide hammers, some pickle forks, slide hammers. These here are pretty cool. They expand in a bearing, and they let you pull them out. I haven't seen a lot of guys have them, but I do. For some reason, I picked them up and really kind of enjoy them. They go on a bearing spreader, a random little guy, but I got them all the way down where they get pretty fine. Actually, a random chain. I think this is my smallest one down here. Yeah, that baby's pretty small for a small bearing, pilot bearing. I haven't used it really, but never know. Go down to your pullers. We got the rest of these here, medium size. We do make up some special pullers. There's a fine thread metric. That I got an injector puller somewhere around here. There's one. There's a line nut welded onto that. Yeah, I have one that's kind of a funky. Here it is right here. That one there I had to make up. Kind of an odd deal, but it's on a 45, but it pulled the injector, so we made that happen. Come down here to my welding drawer. I keep kind of a lot of my welding stuff in here, some gloves and some whatnots, and straight head torch. This guy here, you want to cut a bushing out in a hurry, you get that tip, straight head torch, that's the go-to right there. Let's get into this side locker. Here it is. We got some can holders, some cans. Oh yeah, I didn't mention my magnetic switch there. So I put a magnetic switch up and some lights in here, so it makes it nice. Got some books, some caps, a test monitor for a John Deere skid steer. Got some stuff, an accumulator that came in a kit that I didn't need for some reason. These plugs and caps I use, they're like charge air coolant lines that I've used for different engines that they come with and they work. This is your ECM plugs on stuff, so keep them just in case I need them. These drawers, this drawer does slide out, which makes it nice for trying to get them books in the back and figure out where you're at. I keep a lot of shims, extra shims and stuff, Got some gaskets for some Cummins exhaust sitting over here extra that I keep just in my box, so if I need one, don't have to order it. Bucket of rags for cleaning, applicator, coolant tester. I use this quite often actually. Down below here, got some, let's see if you can see it there, some brake flaring tools. Got some flaring tools up here, an airlift that I got from a guy that used to work here. That's a long story, but anyway, got that, bought it off of another friend of a friend type of deal. Got a steering wheel puller, magnetic base, an adapter for 6 round, which doesn't really go there, but it's there for some reason. OTC bearing erase installer. That's a pretty nice tool to have. Some high tack sitting in there. The adapters, got the big adapter, some of the different smaller adapters for the John Deeres, which are similar to the automotive style. Down here you got kind of the dark shelf, which I should probably do something about that. So we're going to throw a light in here. I got the Ranger mutt. Now that was one of them purchases that I wasn't sure about, but that has been a pretty nice tool. I've got some AC gauges, tachometer, that back there's a spanner wrench, inline 7 JCB. There's some grease line stuff, an AC sniffer, and that blue box is another set of dial indicator. That blue box is a dial indicator. Don't use that very often. Now here's where we get into the messed up drawers. It scrapes. See, why Snap-on wouldn't have made that just like a little bit bigger so their kits will both fit in there? I'm not sure, but it works. So I got just a random tap and die set. There's some missing holes because some stuff's out to get replaced. From there, I've got the big metric Snap-on set. It's been pretty good over the years. That field service truck I was in really tore these cases up pretty bad. This is just a cheaper set. And then I got my big SAEs, tap and die. These here, I picked these up actually on eBay. They're rethreaders, large rethreaders. Basically large die is what they'll end up being. Down here's my Oh No lookout drawer, drill bits. Got a set of bigger drill bits here, beeswax. I keep beeswax on hand at all times. It works really well for some of the brake lines, hydraulic lines, stuff like that. High-speed drill set. There's an empty one down there. A lot of miscellaneous drill bits in there. This Viper set, I picked it up. They work pretty darn good. Got a small die grinder. Another set of Vipers, 90-degree angle, step bits by Milwaukee. Fastenal set of drill bits, helicoil. Matco. These are the Cobalt. Sorry. Set of Viper easy outs, Blue Point easy outs. Another set of left-handed drill bits and easy outs. Small CP drill. This one here I bought a long time ago. Down here is your rethreader kit. This set here is a set of extractors. These are Mac, I believe. I don't even remember. So long. Snap-on drill goes with that impact. Another set of Irwin's extractors, miscellaneous extractors down there. Got quite a bit of extraction. Do live in Michigan. I see a lot of loaders and machines that run the salt bins, and I get a lot of stuff that's broken. Come down here to my hydraulic fitting and test drawer. These are all fittings, all pressure gauge. My pressure gauge is in there. Basically everything I use to take pressures and adapt fittings and extra kit stuff that I get and save comes in a pinch. Air tool. Keep my air tools down here. Some random stuff. Roll pin drivers for the air hammer. Those are pretty cool pickup. Pretty neat. 3/8 impact, air impact I don't ever use. air ratchet. I don't hardly ever use that. Just different stuff, roll-lock stuff, grinder stuff. Well, that's pretty much the end of the toolbox tour. So hope you enjoyed it, and we'll catch you next time.